Welcome back to RSA Conference 2022. We are recording live at the Marriott Marquis. It's day 2 of the conference. I am your host, Matt Alderman. Joining me for this interview is Amit Bareket. He is the co-founder and CEO at Perimeter 81. Welcome, Amit.
Hi, it's great to be here today.
Congratulations, by the way, on a successful round C. You just announced it yesterday, today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's a big step on our journey to basically build a new firewall and new secure corporate network over the internet, but it's just another milestone. There's
Yes.
a long road ahead, and we're very, very excited about completing the round, and big capital that led it, that are great partner of ours, including our existing investors, Insight Partners, and Toba Capital, and Ion Crossover Ventures, and Entre Capital, as well as Spring Ventures, the joint.
That's a great fun time to be in the cybersecurity space. So let's talk about the perimeter, right?
Right.
Because it's evolved. We knew this was going to happen. Like we instinctively knew that the perimeter was becoming porous and that things were going to sit outside of the perimeter, but the pandemic accelerated things so quickly.
Correct.
Where are organizations struggling through this, right? We've heard the stories about challenges with ramping up VPNs, your firewalls, where do they play in this new environment? So, what was the kind of the rationale and kind of the challenge that Perimeter 81 was out to solve?
Yeah, it's a excellent question. And basically speaking, me and Sagi, my co-founder, we had a consumer VPN company that we sold to a public company in the States, J2 Global. It was in 2017 where we basically saw and understood the need that businesses will basically need to change the way they consume network security and move away from appliances, firewalls, and infrastructure to basically secure themselves and build a secure corporate network, let's say, over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that trend back then, 2017, related to COVID, right?
Right.
Then COVID came in and basically accelerated what we thought would happen in 5 years over a very short period of few months. It was a great event for us, right? For the company, as it basically increased demand, but unfortunate event, of course, for the world. But it really accelerated digital transformation. And what we saw, the businesses needed to enable the business, right? It comes first, and this is where they basically double down and open their resources and firewall rules,
Right.
and reduce the risk level, increase the risk level, right? Decrease the risk posture in order to enable business.
Right.
And then they have started to basically rethink their security model, how to basically adjust their on-premise legacy infrastructure that meant to provide a site-centric security to a security posture, and infrastructure that supports the modern workforce, because it's clearly that it's here to stay.
Yes.
So we saw that initially the risk increased significantly because businesses opened up all their resources in order to enable employees to work from home. But now they started to have a much longer process of basically replacing all their existing infrastructure that does not longer advocate for the modern workforce. And this is where we see the demand on our side increasing and increasing over time, because businesses are attending to it more and more.
Yeah, remote and hybrid workforces are here to stay. And in that model, your traditional perimeter defenses have to shift and change.
Correct.
Now, we knew instinctively from a cloud perspective as well, right, that the data centers were going to continue to shrink and the need for potential firewalls in the data center and that shift to the cloud. But then when you add the human element and the workforce elements to it, that's also accelerated that. So how do you change the concept of a firewall? Like how do you create a firewall capability across the internet that allows you to get the same benefits of a firewall that's protecting your site, your organization, but across this massive network? How do you do that?
So basically speaking, you need to change the way you think. Instead of providing a site-centric security where you basically every branch you install a firewall and you manage it separately, like you have a different security posture for the site in New York and different security for the site in San Francisco, and move to a user-centric security, and also utilize a solution that basically provides you the capabilities to do so, like a SASE platform like Perimeter 81 now. How we do that? So there was a big also change in the world that is related to COVID and work from home of basically that the infrastructure, the internet infrastructure is developing over time. And today 5G and fiber is available anywhere.
Mm.
When I was young, right, I wanted to download a big file. I needed to go to my father's work in order to have a fast internet. He worked in the university, so they had a very fast internet in order to download it. Today I don't need it. And that basically enables, okay, companies like Print81, instead of developing a hardware-based solution that needs to be deployed, needs to have a fast internet available anywhere, and to have expensive lines from the ISPs and everything complements together, to move to a model where we've basically installed our own network in different POPs all around the globe, in 40 different POPs around the globe, basically equipment that we buy, we
Right.
ship,
Yep.
but then developing all the capabilities that you have usually in on-premise firewalls on that network that is completely managed and transparent to you.
Mm.
And it became a software play, right? We eventually, Print81, we're a software company. We build software and we sell software as a service to companies. And basically selling all the capabilities that you usually have in a firewall that in hardware-based, but as a software solution that is completely managed. You can think about like replacing your email exchange server with Office 65.
Right.
And what enabled it is really the internet development and the 5G and fiber that is available today anywhere.
So if you have high-speed connectivity, you don't have to worry about going into a central location to get high-speed internet.
Right.
So these changes, I'm hoping I get fiber at my new house when I build it because it's not there yet. But I had it at my old house. To have gig fiber at the house is a game changer.
It's a game changer. And it enables companies like Print81 to offer services
Right.
that you couldn't
Do
do before.
Right. That's very interesting. Now, from a deployment standpoint, right, we have software. I assume it gets installed on the endpoint and then centrally
Correct.
managed from a SaaS cloud-based interface. And so an organization, as they're deploying this out to all their remote sites, it's installation and then the policies are sent down from the SaaS platform. Is that basically how it works?
Yes. The platform concept is relatively simple. The Perimeter81 platform has three different elements. One is an agent that you install on all the managed devices of the organization,
Mhm.
right? The agent simply tunnels all the traffic to our cloud for inspection and security. The second element is the management console, which is also the control tower. So that as an IT admin, I have a one place when I go basically see all the security posture configuration in one place, the network firewall settings and everything without basically needing to manage multiple sites and connectivities. Everything is by user-centric
Yep.
view.
Okay.
In a single network that we operate and manage, it's completely transparent to you as a user. And that framework of a single agent, a single network, and a single management console provide us a great amount of capabilities within the platform to go and attend different use cases, right?
Mhm.
With the main ones are remote access,
Right.
which is external to internal, basically speaking.
Yeah.
How can I allow my employees to access my resources from outside? The second use case is internet security. How can I secure my employees while they're browsing the internet, anti-phishing, while they're at home, right? When you're in the office behind the firewall, you cannot maybe browse to Facebook or
Right.
click on a link that has a phishing attack and it will block. But once you go outside, it changes. So we're really trying to unify. So whatever you are, you open your laptop, you open your managed device, you have the same security posture regardless to your location. And the third use case is interconnectivity, how to connect different branches over the internet
Yeah.
instead of having expensive infrastructure. So that's basically the three main use cases that we're focusing on.
Got it. And that means also connectivity of users to cloud. So you said external to internal, but that's almost an external to external use case as well, right?
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because the cloud is external to you, but it might be running internal systems. But I assume that same agent technology then works in the cloud environments to allow
So,
connectivity across
so
those as
that's
well.
exactly what I mentioned about that COVID. The fact that external to external shouldn't exist because you
Mm.
opened it up because you don't have any other way. You have it to be accessible. The idea with Perimeter 81 to create a new perimeter where you take all your resources and you hide them from the public internet. You reduce your attack surface.
Oh,
Okay, malicious actors cannot reach your environment unless they're on the virtualized, encrypted, secure network of Perimeter 81. And that's why I mean internal by the fact that you make all your valuable assets internal only for your
employees.
employees,
Yeah.
although it's in the public internet and the public cloud, right? But you limit the access only through the Perimeter 81 network.
Right. But you still have systems that get accessed externally by customers and other things. Those systems still have public internet connectivity. They wouldn't run through a Perimeter
Correct.
81,
So
right?
these are
Yeah.
exceptions, right? Your public websites and things
Right.
like that. You can
Right.
configure it, but you have a very limited, you know what is open up, right? You secure it very, very well. There are complementary solutions like web application firewall, right? Usually you have a website and you host it in a different completely environment that is related to your corporate network. So if
Right.
someone hacks your website, it doesn't hack to your corporate network. So there are best practices in how to do that and how to secure yourself in such environment. But your most valuable resources that shouldn't be available to the public should definitely be closed and not visible to the public internet because you have 0 days, right? You had the log4j vulnerability.
Right.
Then as long as the servers and the resources wouldn't face the public internet, you shouldn't worry about it too much, right? But imagine you have a server that is faced to the public internet with a log4j vulnerability,
Right.
all your network can be compromised. So the idea, and this is why it's one of the first steps, right, to reduce the attack surface. That's why firewalls are so common.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this is why it's $50 billion kind of like market. Every company has a firewall, but
Right.
the firewall are irrelevant, right? In the world where
Everybody's remote.
everybody remote, right?
Right. That's true.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It's relatively simple, but
So
meaningful.
scales infinitely?
Yeah, it's a software-based solution. Think like Office 65, right?
Yeah.
Email.
Yeah. You have your email client connected into.
We deal
Yeah.
with all the scale and the management and the updates and the patches, and it's all about getting your users, installing the agent. That's it.
That's it. Time to value is very fast.
Very fast. In COVID, in March 2020, I was here.
Right.
Just got back to the office, and then we started to do implementations with customers of 15 minutes. Every new customer came in 15 minutes. We implemented the network and enabled it. So it's so quick.
Which is important, right? When you think about organizations that are shifting and had to make these shifts, they couldn't spend days, weeks, months
Correct.
to get this stuff deployed, right? It had to be very fast. They had
Very
to
fast.
turn very, very fast.
And easy to use. And
Right. So if organizations need a new solution, a new approach to their firewalls, they should come out and visit Perimeter 81.
yes, we welcome everybody to, we have free trials, we have POCs, we have our solution experts to go over with you about the platform, explain anything, and to support you in this journey, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that we, I think, differentiate ourselves from others, that we'd like to become the change Sherpa of businesses to go through that journey and take
Right.
them hand by hand and to implement
Yeah.
a secure corporate network over the internet.
Great. For anybody who wants to learn more, you can please visit securityweekly.com/perimeter81. Amit, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back soon with more interviews.